Have you ever wondered what happens when the world's most successful football nation struggles to answer a question that once seemed so simple? Brazil, the land of 5 World Cups, the country that gave us Pelé, Romário, and Ronaldo, is now facing a dilemma that has millions of fans scratching their heads. With the 2026 FIFA World Cup just around the corner, one burning question dominates every discussion in Brazil. Who will become the Seleção's new number 9? The journey to the World Cup in North America has been relatively smooth for Brazil in terms of qualification. They secure their place without much drama. Yet, if you look closely, doubts remain. Compared to previous qualification campaigns, this one has exposed flaws, especially up front. The defense under Carlo Ancelotti, Brazil's legendary new coach, is looking solid. In their last 4 matches, they conceded only once, and that too from a penalty awarded by VAR. But when it comes to the center forward role, the heart of Brazil's attack, the picture is far from clear. For decades, wearing Brazil's number 9 shirt was not just an honor. It was a global symbol of fear and respect. Opponents knew what was coming, and most of the time, they could do nothing to stop it. Leonidas da Silva in 1938, Ademir de Menezes in 1950, Vava and Tosteo in the golden years, Romário in 1994, and of course, the legendary Ronaldo, who destroyed defenses in 2002. These players weren't just strikers, they were icons. They carried an entire nation's hope and often delivered glory. But since 2018, something has changed. The position has remained unsettled, almost cursed. At one point, Gabriel Jesus was seen as the natural heir. His rise promised a new era. But a poor World Cup in Russia, followed by injuries and inconsistency, killed the momentum. Brazil fans lost faith, and the once promising new Ronaldo became just another option rather than the main man. Now, under Ancelotti, Brazil is rebuilding. The defense looks sharp, the midfield has depth, but the attack, specifically the center forward role, is a puzzle waiting to be solved. And the clock is ticking. With only a handful of friendlies left in October, November, and March before the final squad is announced, the race is wide open. Time is short, competition is fierce, and the stakes couldn't be higher. So, who are the main contenders? Let's take a closer look. Richarlison is at the front of the queue. He was Brazil's first-choice striker at the 2022 Qatar World Cup, and fans still remember his spectacular bicycle kick goal against Serbia. His chemistry with Ancelotti goes back to their Everton days, which gives him an edge. After struggling with injuries and fatigue in 2021, Richarlison has finally completed his best preseason in years. He looks sharp, hungry, and determined to prove himself again. But while he is back in form, he's not alone in this battle. Enter Joao Pedro. Currently making waves at Chelsea, Joao Pedro has become a fan favorite for his ability to not only score, but also link up with midfielders. Unlike Richarlison, who thrives on direct vertical runs and finishing chances, Pedro likes to drop deeper, hold the ball, and bring others into play. His recent performance against Chile has sparked debate in Brazil. Could he be the more complete option for Ancelotti's system? Another name in contention is Matheus Cunha of Manchester United. He was part of Brazil's Olympic gold medal winning squad in Tokyo. Injuries have limited his chances recently, and he missed the final qualifiers. He also didn't get a single minute in Qatar. But his versatility, being able to play across the forward line, makes him a valuable asset. If he can stay fit, he could surprise everyone by sneaking into the starting 11. Then there's Evan Nilsson from Bournemouth, a player still under the radar, but one that scouts are closely watching. And speaking of rising stars, perhaps the most exciting story is Igor Jesus, recently signed by Nottingham Forest. Fans in South America already know him well from his outstanding performances for Botafogo in the Copa Libertadores. But it was his stunning display against Paris Saint-Germain in the Club World Cup that really caught attention. His relentless pressing, work ethic, and ability to lead the attack have made Ancelotti take notice. The big question is, will he get enough playing time in the Premier League to prove himself before the World Cup? The domestic scene in Brazil is also buzzing with talent. Kaio Jorge, who struggled at Juventus, is rediscovering his rhythm at Cruzeiro. His intelligent movement and quick thinking still keep him in the conversation. Vitor Roque, once a failed experiment at Barcelona, is rebuilding at Palmeiras and slowly regaining confidence. Flamengo's Pedro, known for his finishing instincts, remains an option too, though critics question whether his style fits the speed of modern international football. And then, of course, there's Endrick, the teenager who has already made headlines across the globe. Just 18 months ago, he scored at Wembley and shone against Spain, proving that age is no barrier when it comes to talent. Now signed with Real Madrid, Endrick's biggest challenge will be breaking into a team full of superstars like Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. Will he get enough minutes before the World Cup? Can he handle the pressure of carrying Brazil's number 9 legacy on his young shoulders? Those are the questions fans keep asking. So what do we really have here? On one side, experienced strikers like Richarlison, who already know the weight of the shirt. On the other, new generation talents like Joao Pedro, Igor Jesus, and Endrick, who represent hope for the future. Each name brings a different style, a different story. Each one has their supporters and critics. The problem isn't talent. Brazil has no shortage of options. The problem is time. The World Cup is less than a year away, and Ancelotti has only a few matches left to test his strikers. Every Premier League goal, every domestic league performance, every Champions League appearance will now feel like an audition. The players know it, the coach knows it, and the fans know it too. For Brazil, the search for the next great number 9 is not just about scoring goals. It's about carrying a legacy. It's about living up to the names carved into history. Romário, Ronaldo, and so many others. It's about giving Brazil the confidence that when the knockout stages arrive in 2026, they will have someone reliable to finish the job. As things stand, Richarlison may have a slight advantage. But Joao Pedro's rise, Cunha's versatility, Igor Jesus' work rate, and Endrick's explosive talent make this one of the most competitive races in modern Brazilian football history. The big question remains, when Brazil walk out on the grand stage of the 2026 World Cup, whose shoulders will carry the sacred number 9 shirt? Who will be the next Ronaldo, the next Romário, the next symbol of Brazilian footballing pride? The world will be watching. The auditions are almost over. The final decision will be made not by Ancelotti alone, but by performances on the pitch. Until then, one question will continue to echo in the hearts of millions. Who will be Brazil's next great number 9?